Hello, guys. Welcome back and good evening. And a warm welcome goes out to our phenomenal supporters and viewers on this trend setting Thursday. And of course, this segment of House Call is sponsored in part by the Lake Pavilion and, of course, Next Level Promotion and In the House Media House Call itself. And today, I am proud to introduce our special guest, missionary member, clinical coordinator for Workman's Circle Nursing Home, and ambassador for Corey's East, and philanthropist, my aunt, Sandra Dale. I'm so happy to have you here with us this evening. How are you doing?
I'm great. Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, so, we
Yeah.
just want to thank you for taking the time out to join us to discuss the tremendous movement that you are a part of and how we here at In the House Media and our viewers can get truly involved. The first thing I wanted to ask you was the name of your church and the affiliated foundations that you guys do the mission with.
Okay. Well, I'm a member of the New Testament Temple Church of God, and it's a non and also it's in the Bronx, New York, and the church has a non-profit organization. It's called Good Neighbors Community Outreach Agency. Through Good Neighbors, we actually, along with many members of the church, we serve a very wide-based community. And it's just phenomenal that the capacity to support the communities local and in other countries. So it's something that I've been doing now for the past 5 years, and the program
Wow.
includes food pantry, clothing, distribution. We also help with Good Neighbors does with immigration services, programs to support children, all that stuff. So that's our base, wide base.
Okay, awesome. So I didn't know that, the foundation also assisted with the immigration services. That's
Yes,
something that, is
yes.
very important, especially in these times. So that's something that we're going to pin at the end for everybody to contact, you about, and, you could definitely lead them in the right direction. So what I wanted to ask, is this something that you always wanted to do as far as serving others and your community?
Yes, actually, it is because I considered myself a humanitarian, and I left Jamaica for since what 1979, and I came here as a young adult. So it was something that I've always find myself helping, doing, helping others, giving advice and stuff. And when the opportunity arose, when I saw in 2016 or 2016, yeah, my church, they have been doing it, and I didn't know this before, and I signed on, and it just blossomed.
Wow, that's awesome. I know you guys actually did a mission in Jamaica recently, and
Yes,
right before that, you guys did a huge give back in the community there in the Bronx. Like it was an amazing event.
yes,
You guys had talents out and everything,
yes,
and the
yes,
lines were like so long, and I was just like, wow, it was a big turnout.
yes, and that is also part of our outreach. It's called Fun in the Sun,
Wow.
SON, and it's actually originated in Jamaica. Um, and we are part of it. It originated in Jamaica by Carlin Davis and her husband, Tommy Cohen. So,
Right.
and they have theirs in Jamaica every other year. So, it's a big free crusade, to save lives, and, to just, you know, save souls. And
Right.
it's just every year it just gets bigger, and it's just
In the
more.
middle of the interview.
And
Okay.
it is. I mean, Fun in the Sun is like every August, every year, the first Saturday, and we go over past 5,000.
Okay. Okay. Wow, that's awesome. So I would like to tell the viewers a little bit about Fun in the Sun towards the end of the broadcast, as far as how they can get involved, and where they could sign up, if they are in the New York metropolitan area. We have several connecting um, cities within New York, and how they too can, be a part of it, or if they need assistance, they could contact you guys as well. So
Hmm.
tell me a little bit about how the pandemic affected your team and the work that you all are currently doing.
Okay, so the pandemic actually it affected us. Our pastor actually when the pandemic hit last year and it was going on, our pastor, Pastor Paul Pierce, our senior pastor Paul Pierce, he he met with us and he told us that this is this is a good crisis, and we were like, good crisis. And then the opportunity to reach out to people, and people started sheltering, and we were also have a food pantry. So we were started, this is just like my pastor just have these visions and these views, and and it's we just started, people, members started, putting food together and going out and serving people, because people were afraid to come out, and it just got really bigger. And we put ourselves out there to help others. So the pandemic was it just opened up a lot more for us.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, considering, especially when your pastor said that it was a good thing. I know
Yeah,
everybody
I
was like,
mean, right. Then New Testament temple, we really, we strive to make, we want to make an impact, basically, and as an essential worker that I work in the nursing field, you know I follow the protocols, and we keep working towards fulfilling and commitments to serve the community, because I've been living in the Bronx for a long time.
so, okay, okay, okay. So, how did, a little bit off of what's going on, with the foundation and the missionary, um, as a clinical coordinator for the nursing home, I know that you guys have seen a lot. And how was that for you guys at Workman Circle? And what, with you as a clinical, coordinator, how has it been for you yourself?
Well, last year was pretty rough. We lost a lot of residents passed away, and it was really hard. And being in the clinic, I had to close that down and then go on the units and started working hands on, to be with the residents, and to assure them, comfort them, because they didn't understand what was going on. Because I specialize in gerontology. That's my specialty ever since I was young. I love the elderly. That's why I stay so young, you know? So, and then, upon that, I myself, got COVID, and it was hard. It was really hard. It changes you, a lot. So I was out for like 8 weeks, and you know,
Wow.
with prayers and my church base, they made sure I fed me. I never drink so much cornmeal porridge in my life, even though I couldn't taste anything, but it was good. It really built me up, and I am grateful.
Okay, well, that's good. I know that you also do a lot. You are a networking connoisseur.
Mm,
I see that, and I think that's where I get it from also. But you've
okay.
done some amazing things within the community, not just the mission, and we're going to come back to that shortly. But I know I was introduced to Corey, and I know, another gentleman, Jeremy. So you're doing the brand ambassador things with Corey's Eats. Tell us a little bit about that as well.
Well, Corey also is a member of New Testament Temple Church of God. So it's just basically that he decided to venture into this, and Caribbean food, and he has such great ideas and stuff. And with me having boys, and food just really tastes like home, like Jamaican food. And then he spread his wings out and stuff. So since I love food and I work in, a nursing home, I started telling everybody, and they're like, you got to try it. And, he brings samples and stuff. And I don't even know how I became one of the brand ambassador, because they would just call me up, Sandra, I want to do this. And, we're on Uber Eats, and he's opened up phase 2 coming soon. He's about to open the second one. And people think
Right.
it's a franchise, but he did not make that as yet. But, with true God, all things are possible.
Right. And hopefully soon he will be here with me in Atlanta. So Corey, if you are
Hopefully.
looking, we are ready and waiting for you. I know he just did a soft opening, correct? With he had some amazing guests in the house as well. If that came through for his grand opening that you
Yes, he
told me
had.
about.
Yes, he had Pastor Papa San and my pastor, and we prayed and we did a soft opening. And now he has branched into an ice cream parlor with the Jamaican ice cream, like Devon House ice cream from Jamaica.
Right.
So, so that also is like, that took off. So,
Right.
yeah, so
And
I just,
Pakistan is a big deal. He's
yeah,
one of I'll say one of Jamaica's top entertainers as well. And now he's a pastor and he's doing some amazing things himself. And to have
yes,
someone like that come and bless your grand
yeah,
opening, that's amazing. And the reason why I'm talking about Corey's Eats, guys, he has these waffles and the chicken waffles, and oh my gosh, you guys, I'm telling you, it's amazing. I cannot wait for him to come to Atlanta. We're going to do some amazing things. We're going to throw some events, get things going. It's in the works, you guys. I can't wait. I'm excited
yes.
about everything that's about to come full circle. So stay tuned.
Yes,
Let's
just
look
go
at
right on. Just go on Uber Eats and Corey's with a K, and and his menu is just phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yes. And to bring it back a little bit, about your team with the mission and so
Mm.
forth, what misconceptions you had about mission work that you had to overcome?
Well, honestly, I really didn't have any misconceptions. Going into it, we do VBS, Vocational Bible School, and we also adopted a girls' home in Jamaica, in the Bannister in
Wow.
Old Harbor. So they've been doing that part for years. And then I when I came on board with them, I had the opportunity to spend like 2 weeks with these young ladies and just love them, and teach them about God and that what they're worth. And and they're so happy with their back to school book bags. And I still have those pictures up to now from like 2016. And misconception, I wouldn't say I had, but when you watch other documentaries about missionaries going out, and they're in all these different places, and this different stuff. So I was just figuring, being a mission, going on mission, you're supposed to just look terrible, and like, you can't look too good, and going to Jamaican accent, and then I'm going to Jamaica and stuff like that. But the camaraderie and the love, that you get with being with the members, and then on top of that, you get to have a roommate that you've never bond with, but you have a choice. That's part of mission also. You don't get to choose who your roommate are, so you get to live with this person. Whether you snore or whatever you do, you're in big trouble. So
Right.
I'm like, but I wouldn't say I had any misconceptions. I never had to say, this was gonna be that. They just make it accessible that you want to go back next year, and the next year is up. And because our mission was supposed to take us to Uganda this year, because we're actually with a school that they have been helping to build. But because of the COVID, we couldn't go, so we had to go. We went to Jamaica, and 2019 we were in Dominica. So
Right.
I am just loving and learning different cultures, and it's just awesome.
Amazing. Definitely want to keep in touch with you all when you guys head to Uganda, because I know, Dr. Dorn, he has ties over in Africa, Ghana and so forth. And I do have quite a few people that I'm affiliated with through Clubhouse
Hmm.
and the connections that we've made for the African diaspora. And, it's a part of what we're trying to do, just bridge the gap, because at the end of the day, we're one big community and we just all
Yeah.
need to learn to help each other.
Yes. Yes.
There's so many that are underprivileged and underserved, and this is something that we definitely need to give some light to. So,
Yes.
what would you say
And
is the best way to prepare for a mission?
the best way to prepare,
For a mission, yeah,
well, spiritually, we are spiritual church based, and we meet and we pray, and you prepare your mindset, and you just go with what your heart and your soul and your spirit tells you, because you have to want it. You have to be a part of this. You can't go in and like, so we pray for journey mercy. We pray with people that we see. People come to us because there's a light. They see us, and there's a light that we're shining, that they're like, wow, even
yes,
so the best way we prepare, you know I share, like, as you can see the stuff that I do. They know that I love the phone, I love FaceTime. So I share, and I have a lot of sponsors that actually sponsor. And I you prepare yourself by you thanking your sponsors. You share your experience with your sponsors, so that they feel like a part of it, and then
yes,
they will not hesitate to want to they can't make it, but you will go as an ambassador, in their space, that they want to do something but they can't. So here it is, you can go. So this is one of the best ways to prepare. You share, we pray, and we just do
get it done. Absolutely.
get it done.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So, what would you say is most helpful to you when you're overseas?
What is much helpful? My comedic spirit that I have. I'm a comedian. And I just blend in. What to prepare for overseas. I could give you an example. It was a little bit kind of it Dominica. It was a little bit, like, not like where we were so used to going, because it's Dominica. Dominica is a small island, and it's
Right.
it's like that. And the plane, like, when you get off in Puerto Rico, you got to go on this plane, and it only holds 5 people, and it was something to
An
see.
experience.
Yes, and I have said, but when the plane dropped, it's a very small plane with one pilot and a stewardess, and all you get is water to drink before you by the time you get here. And if you miss the flight, you're not going to get the next one till 2 or 3 days later.
Ooh.
But you just go with God and just go with the Spirit. And I met some wonderful people that I'm still on WhatsApp with from there. I still correspond with
Wow.
them. Yeah, I just stayed in touch with one of the teachers and the kids, and we correspond. So that was one of my trip. Yeah, that was the first one. Like, but going back to Jamaica after so many years as a young adult, actually, to not vacation, to just really roll your sleeve up and get in there. I didn't know that there is so much need. There is so much
Mm,
need. It's so much. So that's one part of it. Yes, there's other islands and stuff, but when you actually come from somewhere that you didn't even know, that wow, like the girls' home, and We just adopted that clinic, in Garden Town. So that's a big deal right now with us, along with having the girls' home, and planting trees. They're doing a planting trees and fruit trees and stuff to help there. So we're not a green thumb, but I'll plant a tree.
Wow.
But
That's
it's
good.
really it's huge, and it's a good feeling to give back and do, because that's my vacation.
Right. Well, that's awesome. And I'm definitely glad that you're a part of something that's, so much bigger than us. Because it's always a great feeling to know that you're helping somebody, that may not necessarily had the opportunity to get food or clothing, if you didn't come along and, just assist. And what I like about it is that from the stories that I see you guys post and, watching the videos, it's, the atmosphere is, you could tell that it's warm and loving, and it's done, freely, and not just for show.
Yes.
It's truly, you know
Yeah,
authentic.
and I wanna say thank you for allowing me to come on and to share, and to let you know that what we're doing, and we're sharing it out. Your local organizations, are tapping in, because they were like, wow, how can we get on board? Like other churches are tapping in, and to work with us, and to hear stories. I love the stories. Like when the little kids, I would wear a wig with curls, because I'm the one that don't not disciplinarian, and they would play with the curls. And the children need love,
Right.
and meet a lot of people. We meet a lot of people.
That's awesome. Very sweet. All right, so tell me a little bit about specific ways life has been richer because of cross-cultural service.
Well, life has been richer, more rewarding, because the word of God tells us, you know, to go and make disciples, go out there and make disciples. And, there's no better way to make disciples than to meet people, so it goes back to local businesses and people want to join in, so this is how you go out and, you make disciples, and, and to express and help, and so that they can realize, and that, you know, the word can open doors for you, and to love God, because we are, a spiritual, church-based organization, and we just want to show everyone, to just, like, just love, and show you that there's hope and we can do it with God's help.
That's great. That's a great message, that there is hope and that you do have help,
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
absolutely need it. That's definitely
And
a
and
great
and you have
message.
hope, and you'll know that when you least expect it, God sent people. So God sent us, and my pastor decided, and we're doing it. So, and we're helping people. I know these kids are gonna say, those people come from foreign, and I have my book. But you saw those pictures I sent you. They're holding on to those bags, and
Yes,
it's something good to
beautiful.
parents. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. Maybe the next time I can come and join you guys. So, what are the best and worst parts of missions, if any?
Hmm. The best part of mission is to experience, I have the opportunity to experience different, cultures. For instance, Dominica, they don't eat rice. It's all green plantain. And if I ate one more plantain, I would green plantain, I would have passed out. You know, Even in Jamaica, where I was born, I find that by going to some different rural communities, even in Jamaica, going to rural communities, and their way and life is unique. And I'm a Jamaican, and I was like, what? Like that.
Mhm.
And we learn a lot from them. And we can say, oh, we could do this way, or I didn't know I could do it that way. So that's one of the best part of missions. It opens up so many doors, you know, and you will eat food that you never know to eat, and bathe in cold water that you don't use to cold.
That's
You know,
funny. So
and
you
you try,
so I guess
yeah, yeah,
that could be an experience in itself. So
yeah,
that could
yes,
that
yeah.
could be considered not the great part, because you're so used to, you know,
Yeah, and we
climate
thrive under
controlled
difficult
death.
circumstances. Like just quickly, there is one that sticks out in my mind. I don't remember what year I went. We went to Jamaica, but we went to Saint Elizabeth, and we went to a place called a compound town. That's where the Maroons live. They have their
Right.
own stuff. So I was like, whoa, I'm gonna go see the. And where we were staying, whenever the rain falls, there's no light and there's no water.
Mm.
So, and I was like, came back and it was raining and there was no light and there was no water. But somehow everybody decided they're going to be in the living area. But I saw a pipe outside and it was trickling little water. Like, oh, the water coming back. But it wasn't. It was just this bucket. So I got a bucket and it was so hot I needed to take a shower. So I filled the bucket and I went in and they thought water came back. It was like, oh, you come out the bathroom, water came back. And I was like, I was like, no, the water didn't come back. So everybody grabbed a bucket and they followed suit. So that was like, and it was
Oh
cold
wow!
water,
So
but
you
we
saw them
didn't
about
care.
catching the rainwater. Oh wow!
Yeah, no, it was a top pipe outside, but it was trickling.
Oh
And I didn't. So
oh
that
okay.
always out in my mind, like, wow, I got a bucket with that water because it was really hot and there was no light stuff.
Right.
And then, so there is a lot you strive on this stuff and instinct, and
Right.
of course the
Wow.
food is good. Yeah.
Okay. So, what has God been teaching and showing you through these missions?
Well, God, what I've learned and spiritually that God is teaching me through this mission is that the world is maybe big, but it's very small, and there's so many needs out there, and we're in America here, and we have abundance, but yet still we feel uncomfortable, you know and we feel we complain, and like we don't have this and all of that, but the abundance, it's heart wrenching. So we pray on it and we do what we can, you know through God's grace,
Right.
to just give us, just give us the strength and the struggles that we go through. Like for this last mission, we've been through a lot because of the pandemic, and we were allowed to come into Jamaica, because of that, and we had to be fully vaccinated on top of that. But that's one of the things for me, like it's just, it comes like it's nothing now. Like I gotta do it. This is what I'm destined to do.
Wow. That's good. So, if somebody wanted to, um, you know, become a missionary, or even volunteer some time, to mission work, what advice would you give them?
Well, God instill a lot of stuff in us, whether or not, sometimes we, in with love and actions and word, and being a missionary person, you have to have patience, you know you have to have patience, you have to have understanding, you know this is not about,
Mm,
it's not about you. It's about what God wants you to do, and if He will call you to do it, and you do it. And the rest, He just lets the rest fall. We may have stumbles and stuff, but if somebody wants to become to do mission work, this process that you have to go through. You can't just jump on the bandwagon because it takes a lot.
Okay, sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm having technical difficulties.
Mm.
Sorry, guys. We're having heavy rains here, so I apologize. Give me 1 second. I am back. My apologies to leave you guys like that. So, we left off talking about, how, what God was teaching us about it and how people could get involved in the mission work. And you were saying that if it's destined and so forth, could you continue on that for me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, God has been instilling in me and other, the action and the expression of love. That's what I was saying. You have to have patience. You can't just you have to have patience and act of kindness. You know, you're willing to you're willing to give up something if there's no air conditioner, there's no fan, you can't complain. Because you're there for a purpose.
Right.
You're gonna put, like what we used to say, put yourself in somebody else's shoe. you know so
Yep.
basically that's how I look at it. And I've never hesitated from having going that I will not go. Like it is nothing. And the camaraderie, everybody, we just get so close. And you get you see people at church, and you don't once you get like that, you see another side, and you do it together. And I have excellent team leader, mission leader, excellent mission leader. Everybody, you know
That's good. And I can't wait to tell everybody about, how they could get in touch with them. And at the end we're going to give the information so that people could reach out to you if they're interested and where in New York that they could actually come and be a part of everything.
hmm
Okay? All right.
Sure.
So, what has been the most meaningful experience for you throughout this journey?
The most meaningful experience for me would be um, just loving these kids, and seeing their faces and their innocence, and just and my team members, and it's just a wide base of saying how, for me, because compassion and kindness and love, and especially the children, they're so innocent, and there's so much need. There's a lot of need. It's a lot of need. So it's it's for me, because I'm part of the, with the children ministry in terms of what we do with kids, the vacation Bible school. So I was a little bit lost this year because we weren't able to actually do what we do, with VBS, Vacation Bible School. But at least we were able to see the children and see their faces, and, like that. So that's for me.
Mm. Okay, well, that's good, especially when you're able to interact. It's
Yes.
always
It's
Yeah,
all
it's
about
almost
interaction. Yeah.
yes, right. I know. Even when of course with the pandemic, everybody had to turn to virtual everything. But when you get that in person interaction, it hits a little different. So I totally
Yeah,
understand.
and even though it's a pandemic and stuff, the kids were receptive. We all had on our mask and stuff like that. But it's just their faces. It's just their faces. When you see their faces and they know that they're gonna go back to school, whether or not someone cared enough to come from so far,
Right.
and is willing to sustain and to do this for them. It's like, wow, that should instill in them, and hopefully when they get older, they can remember,
Right.
and pay it forward.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always beneficial to everyone when you pay something forward because you never know
Yes,
what what
no,
that blessing that you gave somebody, what blessings will come
mhm.
back to you seven times fold. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, my dear.
mhm. So what helped you to persevere in the hard times?
My church base, my church. If I can, when they told us that no churches, my pastor, we developed online. We have online services on YouTube. Every Sunday morning, we're on YouTube. We stream, and that was when you didn't realize you missed something until when all church there was no churches, no church, it was closed. But pastor did his service from his living room, and we all locked down. Who don't know how to use YouTube, they learned. And that's the great thing about the elderly. Everybody got a phone and they were on YouTube. And
Right.
if you can't go and stuff, and then they opened up, they made it so accessible because your faith base is one of the most rewarding things that I can tell you for me to join a congregation. Because honestly, if I didn't have this faith base and my church, when adversity hits you, I used to panic and carry on and stuff like that. But the word of God and the word, through the word, it gives me strength. And I was like, okay, I'll work this out. Like this last year, my passport, it wasn't ready, and I renewed it from how long it wasn't coming, and I was not going, and they were leaving me, and I was like, no, no, not leaving me. And I was gonna go back and forth, and then they gave me an appointment, and up to now, up to now, I don't even understand how this happened. In terms of, I did not have a passport, and they told me to come on the day I'm traveling, and I was like, okay. And then they sent God just opened up a door and says, your passports will ship one day to delivery. And we were tracking it in the rain, and my son drove it down upstate by Auntie Donna.
Oh wow. Ooh,
Literally
that was a long
drove
trip.
in the rain. Yes, he drove it and got to meet them up upstate New York. That's like an
Wow.
hour and a half from here in the rain the Monday, and I was able to go on the Thursday. I traveled alone, but God was with me. So there is so many things can happen, but I never said, you're doing this to me, I'm not going to do that. I just had faith, and I just continue to press on. And that's what the word does for you.
That's good. It's definitely always, important to have faith and know that, the obstacles that you're facing now, you know, there's always a brighter side, so
Yes, there's always
just,
a brighter side. There's
yep,
always
stay
just
strong
trusting
and
God
know,
with all this. Yep,
endure. Yep. You learn from them anyway, the obstacles thrown at
you
you.
learn from them. Yes.
Yeah. So, what are the long run plans for your team and the organizations that supports your work?
Well, the long run plans for the long term, we plan to sustain the clinic because, as I told you in the beginning, we adopted a clinic in Garden Town in Jamaica, and it's for 4 years at 1 million Jamaican dollars a year,
Wow.
which I think it works out roughly to like 6,000 US.
Right.
So
Yeah,
for
but
the
I
next
mean,
4 years, but it's also, it's not just monetary, where we brought a 40-foot container down that had wheelchairs,
wow.
commode, diapers, all kind of different stuff that,
Hmm.
so we're now linked up with Mr. Tufton, who is Ministry of Health. The church base, as my pastor said, is reaching out, and they were like, wow, so there's going to be more than one clinic that can be adopted in Jamaica. So
Amazing.
by us coming on, so one of that is to, we are the first one of the first one right now, New Testament Temple and Good Neighbor to adopt a clinic in Jamaica. So we plan, and also the first lady, she has this thing, the planting of trees, different kind of fruit trees all over the island. So nobody can feel hungry. They can just go and pick a fruit or pick something and eat. So that's one of the big campaign that's going on. All she's doing all over Jamaica. Plant a tree
That's awesome. I
and
love
to
it.
feed. So and to also to feed and secure, to do security for our plant and preserve the food chain. I mean, we have a big food pantry. I mean, where it's we could talk until tomorrow to, there's so this is so in depth for us. Like, we have organic food that we serve our community, like over 1,000 to two
Wow.
thousand people from the Amish farm, and I can send,
That's
Pastor
right. You
Gladstone
did say
Gandon
that the
can
Amish
send
were
it.
involved.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So
Wow.
sometimes there's diamonds in the rough there, and
Absolutely.
we're coming out, we're blossoming, and God, that disciples are going to be everywhere, and we're coming to
That's
Atlanta near
great.
you. We're going to come to Atlanta near you.
Yes, we're bringing everything here to the ATL.
Yes,
Absolutely. I'm aboard, you know that. So, and
yes,
definitely want to get involved with, you know, the Adopt a Clinic. We talked to the other group, Impact Jamaica. You and I had an in-depth conversation about that, and that's something that I believe, can team up with some of the things because they go back and forth and they've done some of the same things. And I know here in Atlanta, they actually did the shower. They're going to provide, hot water, for the homeless to actually be able to have a shower, and they're doing it portable. So they're going to drive around, and wherever they see you, they're going to stop and offer you a shower. And this is, coming
yes,
very soon, and it's going to be well needed because, of course, winter is coming soon. So
yes. So
I'm
that
very,
would be so awesome. Yes,
yeah, I'm excited about everything.
yes,
The
yes,
mission is real. This platform is used not just for celebrities, it's used to uplift and build within the community. Dr. Dorn's main thing is welcoming everyone in the house, and all he asks is that you pay it forward. And
yes,
coming from the
yes,
city of brotherly love, he believes in bridging that gap.
yes. And the sponsorship. When you do stuff like this, and I share, more people, they're not waiting until next year to say, Sandra, how can I sponsor you? It's not about you taking money out of your pocket. Mission is about people that is willing to give and open doors. So they're like, are
Absolutely.
you ready? And they'll even remind, I was really surprised, with pandemic and everything, and I was able to, my sponsorship base was there, and they're like, Sandra, you're not going again, like, because
Right.
I make them a part of it. You have to be a part. You have to make them be a part of it in order for people to see
Yes.
what can be done. And
Awesome.
yeah,
I definitely concur. So why is it important for for communities to bridge the gap when it comes to the underserved and the underprivileged?
it's important to bridge that gap because as a faith community, we believe that we are brothers. We are our brother's keeper, and we should, do unto others as we would love others to do unto us, right? So, you know, as we would have them to do to us, and and have children and their children troubleshoot, and work it out, just work,
Right.
you know and like, with the good work, and and it will be a credit to your account. So, you know I have grandchildren, I have my children, and I can believe that they are covered, under the blood. I pray for them, I pray for you, I pray for your kids, and you may be far away, but just prayers, it moves mountains. So,
Absolutely.
so it will be credited, with my grandchildren, and you know, it's the reward will be there. So, it's just basically to just bridge this gap,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
you're doing an excellent job in helping to bridge this gap.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I believe that the circle that we have of family and friends, you guys make it possible. I am blessed with, wonderful role models that are doing things, that are absolutely amazing. I was grateful to have these morals instilled in me as a child, and just being able to see you guys, and huge shoes to fill, of course, but I'm working my way there. So,
Yeah, of course, can't be
absolutely.
I'm the favorite aunt, so the word. I don't know what everybody else would say, but I'm gonna say I'm the favorite aunt. Yeah. Mm.
Yes, but absolutely, I absolutely adore you. I admire everything that you're doing, with the nursing home, being the clinical coordinator there. You've done so much, even with Mr. Jerry, you know, and talking about him, that's another connection. And I'm linking up with him. She does amazing things. She hooks me up with so many amazing people.
Yeah.
We're going to this huge gala coming up, and there's another one in September I'm going to share with you guys. Hi, Jerry. I told you I would do it. And these are with, and Dr. Dawn is familiar because we actually introduced them during our Philly weekend in Atlanta. It is
Mm.
with the sanitary napkins, the Jewel sanitary napkin. I know that they changed,
Yes.
some of the names have been changed, but it's amazing. They use the graphite, and it is something that everyone should learn about. So with that, you could
Yes.
tell them, a little bit about Jerry and what you've done at the nursing home and how people are starting to utilize it as well.
And again, as like Corey's Corey's eats, Jerry is a neighbor. His mom is my neighbor, and she's at the nursing home, and she has Alzheimer's, and I'm basically an ambassador to look out for her, because you can't visit the patients here, can't just do 'em. So I'm there working, and so Jerry does this, with the sanitary napkins. And first, it was a little bit strange because
Rain.
he's a male, but then I kind of got comfortable with, how passionate he is about it. And so I started giving him ideas, like to give me samples. And I have a lot of young people in there working, and I gave it to, he brought the samples, and I gave it to them, and tell them to use it. And they was like, Sandra, you don't get no more. They're so good. I'm going online, and they're supposed to give their, sometimes people, you want them to give your input and go on the website and stuff, but sometimes people don't really want to do that. But I say go in the link and you can order it and stuff. And then, his
Right.
mom, she walks around. She's pretty. You see how you wouldn't tell. And I suggested him to get her some of the liners, and it's just phenomenal. It's working for
Yeah.
her, and but I introduced Jerry to you, so now
Yes.
I hope I
I
am
love
some
it.
ambassador for you.
Yes, it's full circle for us actually because we're connected, with another partner, but it's all about Rain, okay?
All about
Rain
rain.
headquarters, Rain distribution. It's all about Rain. Thank you to Jerry. He is an amazing person. I absolutely adore it. He's invited me out to this amazing event. I'm going to be there. There's another one coming up in September. Guys, when I tell you the who's going to be there as well. And
Mm-hmm.
with this sanitary napkin, just quick excerpts on it. It helps. If you know about toxic shock syndrome, all of that, utilizing the sanitary napkins or the tampons. And I know I'm getting a little bit deep into it, but we had the whole display out at the Philly weekend in Atlanta. And when I'm telling you the feedback that we've gotten from the samples that were given out, absolutely amazing. So this is something that I
Exactly.
definitely believe in. I'm going to go again to get re-educated because of course there are new things that has come about and some amazing things that they have, coming to full circle, coming to fruition
Yeah.
again. And once I get educated again on everything, I'll be back and I'm going to bring him on as well as his CEO. I believe he's also Jerome. I think his name is Jerome Chambers. But either
Yeah,
way,
Jerome Chambers.
Jerome's are
Yes.
in the house. Yay! We're gonna
Yes.
welcome all the Jeromes in the house, and it's
Yes.
going to be a
Yes.
beautiful thing. Yes.
And
So
it's
shout out to
also an
Jerry.
awareness. And it's also an awareness for they've been opening up about, African American women suffering with endometriosis, you
Yosis,
know.
yes.
And yes, and this is something that, can look it up and stuff like, like for me.
Absolutely.
So anything
Absolutely.
I can jump on the bandwagon, I'm on it.
Yes, I cannot wait. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank
Shout out to
you.
Corey's Eats. It's coming soon to Atlanta. Shout out to Jerry. See you very soon in Atlanta. We have two events to go to and many, many more because we're going to be joining
Wow.
forces.
Awesome.
Yes, we're
Too.
going to be joining forces. So many things that are on the calendar, on the agenda. I've been a busy bee. If you haven't seen me out lately at other events, it's because I'm building, building, building in the community. I've been tying myself into a lot more community service. I still love my events and I still love my celebrities. Of course, I always support you guys. However, I have another calling, and I believe that all of us together will be a huge networking circle and one hand washes the
Exactly.
other, and I'm going to bridge
Yes.
everything together, bridging that gap
And
as
that's
we
how
speak.
we bridge that gap. Yes. Yes, my
Yes.
love. Yes.
So we will
Yes.
be back full force with everything. I will update you guys once I go to these two amazing events and update you guys. But I want to thank my aunt Sandra Dale for coming on. We're going to bring on some more of her amazing networking circle. When I tell you she is connected, she's very well connected. I appreciate you. I appreciate Corey. I appreciate Jerry. Thank you guys so very much. And until next time, guys, thank you for tuning in. So if you would like to contact Sandra, if you could go ahead and give them the information for the church and how they could get involved in the mission, if you could tell them where to contact you.
Well, you can contact me. You can put my email address that you have. You can put that on there, and then I will just send them to the link to New Testament Temple Church of God and Good Neighbors Outreach Community in the Bronx. And it's 3350 Seymour Avenue in the Bronx,
3350
10469.
Seymour Avenue.
Yeah,
3350 Seymour Avenue. And any information I will definitely post it on my site so that you guys can have it, so you guys can email me or DM me, and I will also put her email in there for you guys as well. If you are interested in anything that we discussed about the sanitary napkins, rain,
yes,
please definitely reach out. I will definitely have Jerry forward information over as well. We could send you the information to their site,
good name.
and
Yes.
let's all just get on the bandwagon, support each other, continue to uplift and build. Thank you guys, our amazing supporters, and the viewers that tuned in this evening to learn all about amazing mission work and networking unbelievably out of this world. Thank you for joining us on Sandra. And until next time, guys, this is your host, Michelle Diamond. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.